Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. Today I'm really excited. I know I've been talking about it for honestly since the beginning of my channel. I've been talking about this video because I am just genuinely so proud of what I've done, and I know it's like nothing crazy and it's nothing new either. I'm not like creating a new thing, but I'm kind of combining my love for two different things. As you can see here, this is my very first journal that is now complete. It is, all the pages are full, but I've technically not completed everything in them. Right now while I'm talking, I'm just gonna go ahead and give you a flip through of this journal here, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it, how I started it, and what I would do different. Because if you are interested in doing one of these journals, which I highly recommend, especially if you're really interested in achievements or if you like to 100% games, this is definitely for you. I think the journal girlies would definitely love this if you're interested in getting into gaming. And I think the gaming girlies would really love this if you're interested in getting into journaling. So let's just jump right into it. So first off, why did I start this journal? Ever since I was younger and I would play Minecraft on the Xbox 360, I would always try to go for all the achievements. And I'm pretty sure there are loose pages somewhere of the millions of times that I wrote down all of the achievements, made a list, and started checking them off, and maybe got halfway through, if that. But as I started playing the update for Stardew Valley that came out last year, I found myself wanting to write things down, and I'm really happy about that update because it made it actually possible for me to 100% the game. I originally started on Switch and then I switched to PC, but when I played it on Switch, I haven't 100% it. And when I played it on PC, I used mods to 100% it. So this update was huge and I was actually able to 100% it. And it was the first game in this journal. So it really started it all. After that, I just kept adding games to it. The second game in this journal is The Sims 4, which is kind of weird because the achievements are based per save and are pretty glitchy sometimes, honestly, and really annoying. So not a good start there. But it is still incomplete. But I do think that it'd be cool to have a save file of like 100%ing it. And I do eventually hope to get it on the PlayStation, and that one does have actual achievements that are connected to your account. So if anything, I would go back and do it there. These pages on the journal can remain empty. I'm okay with that. I will say that the first few pages, Stardew and The Sims, are kind of all over the place. I didn't really have a layout for what I wanted to follow. I didn't have the colors, the markers that I like to use now. It's a lot. Even down to the pens, I was using just random pens that I didn't really care about, but towards the end I started using one very specific pen. That way it was consistent throughout all the pages, and the same random markers as well, that way again for consistency. The other thing that I really liked about this journal specifically was that I started adding like little extra pages in between the pages to give me extra notes or extra achievements. So a lot of the games like Minecraft and The Long Dark even are continuing games. Like they're still adding achievements, they're still working on the game, and I needed extra pages because I didn't anticipate them to get more achievements at the time of writing them down. So there was a few of them that I just ran out of space to write achievements for, so I added an extra page or an extra like note card, different things. And the one thing that I don't like about it is that I used a bunch of different types of papers. I have some dotted lines, I have some normal ruled lines, and then I have an index card, and it's just all over the place. I wish that I had chosen one extra paper and just used that throughout all of them. The other thing that I wasn't too fond of was how wide the spaces are between each line. I think it's a wide ruled paper because I didn't mention it before, but I actually got this journal from a Scholastic book fair a few years back. It looks really cool. I really like the dragon theme of it versus the newer one, which you'll see at the end is just plain. However, I want to add stickers to it, a bunch of different video game stickers, so I think that'll help with the personalization. I didn't really do that with the outside of this one. However, as you'll see in the pages, a lot of the pages I started adding different stickers to because I lack creativity and the ability to draw. So in the pages where there was like empty space, or you know, one achievement was just too short, a bunch of short achievements at one point, and there was a lot of space on the end, I added some stickers, specifically with the Minecraft, the Animal Crossing, and the Stardew ones. Those are the ones that have stickers. I think for the majority of them they don't, but I do have a lot of pages of those three games, so I will say that a lot of the achievements depend on the game, because for games like Baldur's Gate, I watched my boyfriend play through his run of the game, so I knew the gist of the storyline, so I wasn't scared to look through the achievements and see what they were, including the hidden achievements, so that's why I included all of those. Similarly with games like The Last of Us or Life is Strange, I already know those storylines, I've watched people play through them or whatever it may be, so I already am familiar with the story. So again, I just go through and write down all the achievements, and I don't mind looking at them and being able to refer to them to make sure I get them done, you know? However, there were some other games that I played through once without looking at any of the achievements, without writing them down either. And then once I was gonna do a second playthrough, then I would write them all down and then make sure to get all of them on the second playthrough. I can't remember which ones exactly that would be, but sometimes I try not to spoil myself, but I also do like spoiling myself. I do that with literally everything. With games, with books, with movies, with TV shows, I always end up spoiling myself. And I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing. I don't know what that says about me, but oh well. A lot of the times in the beginning, I also made really confusing page layouts. So sometimes there was games that would take up 2 pages and they would end up being front to back of each other, whereas some games would take 2 pages and I would do them side by side of each other. And then it just got confusing. And I honestly don't really know what I prefer even now, because it is sometimes useful to have them right next to each other, but then it's like a book, you know, you want them to be, you want to turn the page. So, I mean, I still struggle with that, and even in this new journal, I'm not sure what I'm gonna stick to. I think if I do, I think I'd rather have them front to back, even if it is a little more helpful to have them side by side. But I don't know. Let me know what you think about that, because I think I'm like 50-50 about it, but I started with doing it front to back, so I think I'm just gonna stick with that for the rest of this second journal. The other thing that haunts me to this day is that there are so many games in this journal as well that I never started. I wrote them down, I wrote down all the achievements, and I didn't get a single one. And not necessarily that I didn't start, it's just that I never finished them. So games like Phasmophobia have all the achievements written down, and I genuinely plan to get to them. I do have some achievements. The ones that are written down are obviously like the rest of them, but I just haven't. So that kind of sucks. And other games like PC Building Simulator, similar situation, except that one I'm just genuinely too dumb to understand how to build a PC, and I got really confused when I did try to play it. So I think I should have given it more time before writing them down, and like I said, as you're seeing in the flip through, there's a lot of games that are incomplete. Another thing that I really wish that I did was a table of contents, which I luckily did think to do of for my second journal, but I really wish that I had started with one, because it would have made the organization just flow a lot better. And I think it would help me to see which games I've completed or which ones I'm missing, because I do have lists of games throughout the journal. However, I don't really refer to those that often, and I think to have a table of contents right at the beginning of the journal, look at all the games right at the beginning of the journal, would be a lot more helpful. And the last thing that I want to talk about with this journal is that I actually finished the journal with Stardew Valley. I feel like that's like so full circle, and I honestly love that. Like I said, the first Stardew save was on PC when the update had just come out, and this last one that I just wrote down was on my Switch, which I still haven't completed yet, but I've written everything down, I plan to do it all, and it's my Switch save that I started forever ago. I hadn't started a journal yet, but similar to the Minecraft, I think I do have papers written down of things that I need for the community bundle and achievements that I plan to get, or to-do lists or whatever. So I love having everything written down for my games, especially for Steam games that I don't have physicals of. It's a way to kind of make my games physical in a way, by writing all the achievements down. One thing that I will say that I never did that I think some people might be interested in is to actually journal your thoughts and your progress of the game. I struggle with doing actual journals where I am writing my thoughts or my experiences and stuff like that, because I'm just so inconsistent, which is why I'm also so proud of this journal, because I finally finished a journal. Never in my life have I finished a journal, and this is like literally on a pedestal. Like, I'm genuinely so proud of it. But I also kind of want to push myself a little bit with this next journal. So the next journal is a bullet journal, which means it has the little dots instead of lines. It gives me a lot more space. So where I would normally take 10 pages in this journal, it'll only take me 2 or 3, because there's a lot more lines. Technically, I'm using each dot as a line. So literally so many more lines. I think I have room for about 33 achievements, if it one line each per page. So most games have less than that. So yeah, literally one page is going to be one game. I feel like I'm going to be using this next journal for a long time, unless, I don't know, I suddenly have a million years to play every video game ever. But I would also like to maybe add drawings and, you know, be a little more creative with it. At the very least, I want to add more stickers. Like, if I get a cheap sticker pack, like, I'm gonna use those stickers. But I would like to be more creative with it, and possibly even add like little notes of my thoughts. I think the other issue with doing that is that I like to play a lot of games at the same time. So for a few days recently, actually, when I just got that Last of Us achievement, I was playing The Last of Us to try to do the daily run, and then I would go on to Date Everything, and then whenever I got bored of that, I would go on to Foundation, and then if I got bored of that, I would go on to Lemon Cake. So I play so many games that it would be hard to like think of how much am I gonna write about this game and then leave that space, because when I have left space for games, it just ends up staying blank with Coral Island, and I think there's one more that American Truck Simulator, that I left a few pages for and they're still blank. It kind of has to do with me like self-reflecting and being like, okay, am I really gonna play this game? Am I really gonna write something about it? I do wish that I had done something like that with maybe like The Last of Us and Life is Strange and maybe some Minecraft games, but I don't know how much I would stick to that. But if you guys are journal girlies, I would highly recommend doing that. I think that would be super cute. So let me know if you guys have ever done a gaming journal or anything similar to this. I know there's this content creator that I follow on Instagram. I don't remember their name, but I think it's like Gaming in Yellow or something, and they have this really cute journal where they journal about their games they're playing. And like I said, maybe I got some inspiration from that, because I think I saw that before I started this. But let me know if you guys have a gaming journal, or if you plan to do a gaming journal. I highly suggest doing a table of contents. Be creative with it. Go crazy, go stupid. And maybe wait and reflect a little bit before you start writing down a game, and then be disappointed in yourself that you never finished that game. There are plenty of games that I do intend to go back to, but there are plenty of games as well that I'm like, I don't see that happening ever again. So not sure what point of the flip through I'm at right now, but I did want to mention that I use the Pilot G2 for my pens, and for the little highlighters, they're actually Crayola super thin markers, super tip markers. And I also use Crazy Art, which it's a little bit cheaper, I will say, but it has the same point and it works just as well. It really depends on what colors you're interested in. For pastels though, I would highly suggest the Crayola ones. I've actually bought my second pack recently, I guess for the second book, but I really suggest those. They're really, really good. I know the journal girlies are gonna wanna know those specifics, so I got you, girl. As for the bullet journal though, I have no clue where I got it from. Probably from Michael's like a million years ago. I don't know. I found it in my closet because I like to collect journals, even if they stay blank for years. But I found it in my closet in one of those many stacks, and just thought I'd put good use to it finally. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like I said, this is something that I'm really proud of myself for doing. If you want to be a hater, go do that somewhere else, please. Don't bring the vibes down. That's not the vibe. If this is your first video that you're seeing, welcome to the channel. I do a lot of Minecraft content mostly, but I also like to do little sit down videos where I just talk about my favorite video games. So if that's something you're interested in, I would love to see you subscribe or check into another video. That'd be like super cool. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.